Good morning, viewers and listeners of Concerned Citizens Media. Thank you for joining me. I just stopped by to report just developing story from Sudan. So this is just a breaking news announced uh, by Al Jazeera news agency. So there is a coup in Sudan. So this is just a developing story. Let me read, please, and share one media outlet on the issue. So this is a breaking news. This is a breaking news just reported by Al Jazeera. Sudanese Prime Minister Hamdok under house arrest. Ministers detained. Military forces in Sudan have put Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok under house arrest and arrested several members of the country's civilian leadership, according to Al Haddad TV. The Dubai-based broadcaster, citing unidentified sources, said a military force besieged the prime minister's home early on Monday before placing him under house arrest. It said those taken into custody include Industry Minister Ibrahim Al-Sheikh, Information Minister Hamza Balou, and the media advisor to the Prime Minister Faisal Mohammed Salah. The spokesman for Sudanese ruling Sovereign Council, Mohammed Al-Fiki Suleiman, and the governor of Sudan's capital Khartoum, Ayman Khalid, were also arrested. The Associated Press said Sudanese officials who spoke to the news agency on the condition of anonymity confirmed the arrests. Sudan has been on edge since a failed coup plot last month unleashed bitter recrimination between military and civilian groups meant to be sharing power following the toppling of the country's longtime leader Omar al-Bashir. Al-Bashir was toppled after months of street protest in 2019 and a political transition agreed after his removal was meant to lead to election by the end of 2023. Al Jazeera, Al Jazeera's Hiba Morgan, reporting from Khartoum, said telecommunications access has been restricted in the country, so it is very hard to communicate with people here. The military has also blocked all roads and bridges leading into Khartoum city. We have seen soldiers blocking access and they are telling us these are the orders they got. They are saying access to Khartoum city to be restricted, and this is raising concern because that is where the government institutions are. That is where the presidential palace and the prime minister's offices are located. There was no immediate comment from the military, with Sudanese state television broadcasting patriotic songs. But Al-Haddad said Abdul Fattah al-Burhan, the head of the Sudanese Sovereign Council, was soon expected to make a statement on Monday's development. Meanwhile, the Sudanese Professionals Association, the country's main pro-democratic political group, called the military's move an apparent military coup and called on the public to take to the streets. We urge the masses to go out on the streets and occupy them, close all roads with barricades, stage a general labor strike, and not to cooperate with uh, putschists and use civil disobedience to confront them, the group said in a statement. Last week, tens of thousands of Sudanese marched in several cities to block the full transfer of to back the full transfer of power to civilians and to counter a rival days-long sit-in outside the presidential palace in Khartoum, demanding a return to military rule. Hamdok has previously described the split in the transitional government as the worst and most dangerous crisis facing the transition. Credit Al Jazeera. So this is just the developing story from Sudan, and it's unfortunate for especially for those hoping for democratic transition, fair representation in Sudan. Now the military is taking over, according to this, Al Jazeera and other media sources. So we don't know what are the implications for Ethiopia, for our country, because we are very close to Sudan and we have issues for with the border, so many relations at stake. So we are following it. This is just a breaking news to you, and I will follow it. And if any outstanding development, maybe we can report to you. So this is just a breaking news from Sudan, and the hope is now become gloomy and darker for the Sudanese who fought for justice, equality, freedom, and equal opportunity in that country. So let's listen what this Kenya reporter, maybe is the same thing. Just I'm just checking different news. So let's see what he say. This is from Kenya News Agency, from the neighbor.
We are getting some breaking news here in the newsroom right now. A military coup appears to be underway in Khartoum, Sudan. According to Sudanese Al Hadath TV, military forces have invaded. According to that, military forces have arrested several cabinet ministers and besieged the home of Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok and placed him under house arrest early on Monday. The Sudanese network cited unidentified sources and no independent confirmation has been made available immediately. Now, the military takeover comes a month after the Sudanese authority thwarted an attempted coup in late September 21. And breaking news coming to us here in the newsroom is that a military coup appears to be underway in Khartoum, Sudan. According to Sudanese Al Hadath TV, military forces have arrested several cabinet ministers and besieged the home of the Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok and placed him under house arrest early this morning. The Sudanese network cited unidentified sources and no independent confirmation was immediately available. The military takeover comes a month after the Sudanese authorities thwarted an attempted coup in late September 2021. Just to give you that, in case you have not gotten it, we are being told that a military coup appears to be underway in Khartoum, Sudan. According to Sudanese Al Hadath TV, military forces have arrested several cabinet ministers and besieged the home of Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok and placed him under house arrest early on Monday. The Sudanese network cited unidentified sources and no independent confirmation has been made about the situation in Sudan. The military takeover comes a month after the Sudanese authorities thwarted an attempted coup in late September in 2021.
So she just keep repeating, because this is just developing story. This is a breaking news. So thank you for Kenya News Agency, and also confirming the news and citing the Sudanese News Agency. Al Jazeera also confirming. So this is just breaking news from Sudan, and I hope it will be peaceful for the Sudanese people. Whatever they choose, I think they will choose the right way which is fair for military and the civilians. I hope so. Think that's better for the country. So we don't know yet. So that's a military takeover. The civilians maybe now on the loser side, according to this. So usually the military takeover, will lead to dictatorship and a rule by force. And we just pray for Sudanese people to have a better transition and a better country, so we can be a nice neighborhood. So we don't know what the implications again on the neighboring Ethiopia, the relationship between Ethiopia and Sudan, the Al-Fashqa issue, and so many other issues. So that's all I have. That's all I have from Concerned Citizens for October 25, 2021. Thank you again. I will be back with other maybe breaking news about Ethiopia or something else next time with other updates. Thank you guys. I will be back, and be safe and enjoy your evening.